Let's bring in NBC News presidential historian Michael Beschloss. He's also author of the book Presidents of War. Michael, important to have you with us during times like this. I want to talk about this attack this last weekend came 50 years, almost to the day after the Yom Kippur War. How significant is that, the fact that it was so close to exactly 50 years? And remind us how the U.S. responded back then.
Well, we may find that the anniversary meant something more than we know right now. It sure seems as if there may have been some connection, because in 1973, as you know, on a sacred Jewish holiday, Yom Kippur, the most sacred of all, there was an attack by Israel's neighbors on Israel, and the result was that Israel's existence was in great jeopardy. Now, that had happened in 1967. There was a six-day war, but the United States' role was marginal. By 1973, the relationship was different. Richard Nixon was in office, was not particularly close to Israel. He had said he thought that there should be an even-handed policy between Israel and the Arab states. Nevertheless, when he knew that Israel's existence was in peril, he was committed to saving it. Told his Secretary of Defense, who was against helping Israel so directly, send the Israelis every plane that can fly loaded with armaments and other material to help them defend themselves. They remained. But it is historically unusual, Joe, that here we are almost exactly 50 years later on that moment, and another surprise attack on another Jewish holiday.
So while the most intense fighting back in 1973 lasted 19 days, the war really wasn't officially settled until the Camp David Peace Accords. That was 5 years later in 1978. That was brokered by then President Jimmy Carter. After that agreement, U.S. military doctrine, it really underwent sort of a major transformation. So now 50 years later, Michael, and we only have about a minute here, but how could this impact international relations, including America's role in the Middle East?
This is much more complicated, and it could be potentially, we do not know yet, but it could have potentially more impact, because in global terms, the biggest thing that Nixon was worried about, and Henry Kissinger and those around him, was that the Soviets would use this as a way of getting deeper into the Middle East. They saw this as a Cold War, Moscow versus Washington lens. We now know that this is a struggle, what we're seeing as we speak, that could involve not only other Arab states, but other major powers in the world, beginning in some way, beginning with the Chinese and the Soviets and the Iranians and the Saudis, just on the brink of a moment that the Saudis and the Israelis seem to be about to sign a major accord that we had not seen before. So potentially, you could never predict. I'm an historian. I'm responsible, I hope, for the past, not the future, and I hope it doesn't happen. But this could be extremely important in world impact. That's why, in American terms, it's very important what our President of the United States does.
Michael Beschloss, presidential historian, thank you for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.